Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mark and Ashley Disjointed. Today, Mark is going off on a rant about misgendering and gender season and all of his trans stuff. He really gets down, and this was actually something that we pulled from our last episode because he just went off, and it was like a almost 2 hour long episode, and I said we need to cut this down a little bit, so we cut it from our last episode. We hope that you're back to listen to it and hear what he has to say. So here we go.
So in Mark Meets World news, there's been some interesting things. We're going to talk about what you brought up earlier, but we're also going to talk about gender season or season gender, which is something I saw recently, which means that your gender can change in relation to whatever season you are in.
Stop. It's fucking bullshit.
It's absolutely fucking bullshit, and stop making up more genders. Like, this is just, they're all fake. They are all just a way to describe your personality and figure it out. Figure out how to be yourself. You don't need 100 labels. We've come to the point where when you go on somebody's Instagram, it's they have every fucking label. They have 50 labels in their fucking bio.
I'm queer. I'm gender
I'm
season.
queer, I'm gender season. I'm trans.
I'm demisexual.
Demisexual. Listen, none of those things actually taught me anything about who you are. Nothing. And am I not right though? You could list 10 genders, right? Because a ton of them could relate to anybody. And that doesn't tell me anything about who you are, except maybe you're trans and whatever. You didn't tell me what happened to I like to go for walks and I enjoy being in nature and camping and hunting and fishing and
This is what I do for work, and
this
I'm a
is
good
what
person.
I enjoy to do. Tell me something about you. Your list of labels and then listing out all your mental health problems. Also, I don't think it's cool. I don't think it should be I have bipolar and I have this and I have that. You're still not telling me anything about yourself.
I don't think that they have anything to say anymore because all they do is sit on fucking Facebook and Instagram.
No, and TikTok.
And Snapchat.
And TikTok.
This should have been our rant. But Snapchat and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they have a personality anymore, so they have to come up with all these labels and these words to make it their personality.
No, but I think down that same line that you're going, I think that in a way the social media has caused them to want to think these labels are doing something. They do nothing. They do nothing at all. There's man, woman, and then there's trans people. That's it. Man, woman, trans. And then when you transition, you're transitioning from one to the other. Okay? I don't agree with non-binary. I don't agree with any of it.
And when did it change where we had to announce it to the world what we were?
Absolutely. When did it become the norm that you're supposed to, when you meet somebody, I'm supposed to say, let's do this right here.
Okay.
So, hi, my name is Mark and my pronouns are he and him. May I ask your name and your pronouns?
No.
Exactly. That's what I would have fucking at. I would have walked away. I would have said, no, because I want to talk to you. That is an indication of where your
I'm sorry, but
political views lie. And
I'm gonna take this from Blair White, okay? If you came up to Mark, and then Mark says this all the time, you come up to me and you ask me what my pronouns are, I'm gonna flip you off and tell you to fuck off.
If you come up to me and ask me what my pronouns are, then I did something wrong with my transition. Nobody should need to ask me what my fucking pronouns are. And nobody should have to ask this of other people. The point that people are making such a big deal about pronouns and being called the right thing is just fucking ridiculous. Which also leads me into talking about misgendering. Because misgendering is a huge thing that happens in the trans community. It happens all the time. And there was a recent post in one of my Facebook groups for trans men over 30. So once again, here we go. It wasn't just an 18-year-old. This is somebody over the age of 30 who has been transitioning for 2 months. And
2 months?
Yes.
That was it?
Yeah, I went back to look.
Oh my God.
2 months, and posted a video saying that they were in their feelings, reason why in the comments. And it was a video of them talking to their mother. And in the video, they're talking to their mom about how it's hurtful that she's misgendering them. Although the mom is nice, she's not rude. She
M-
says she's trying.
Mark had me listen to this, and honestly, I felt bad for the mom.
I did too, because like the mom was being gaslit by the trans person who was like trying to start a fight with her. And the mom was like, I love you. Like, I don't like, I'm trying. And like, this is gonna, like, I'm trying. This is hard for me. You know, I'm sorry. And this has only been happening for a couple months. And like,
It's going to take time for
it's
me
gonna
to
take
get
time.
your pronouns right.
And I want to be clear, like, I transitioned at 34, okay? My parents still to this day occasionally mess up my pronouns and my name. I don't give a flying fuck. They can call me whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. They try, they make an effort. That's all that matters to me. You have to remember that if you transition later in life, you're used to a ton of people, especially your family, calling you one name and pronouns your entire life for 30 plus years. It's not going to be something that just changes overnight for them. And a lot of the time it takes, like, of course, the early years of transition, you're going to get misgendered. It's fucking normal. And if you don't get used to it, you're going to live a miserable fucking life because people are going to fucking misgender you. It's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to happen when you would get to the point of transition where you completely pass, where you're going to have people on the far right who just misgender you for fun because they think it's fun to call you a woman. Like, so if you think that you're going to get to a point where people are just going to stop misgendering you in this climate, that's not going to happen. You're going to have people that purposely come on your timeline, purposely misgender you, purposely do those things still when you pass fully in society. And like, I know I was misgendered early in my transition. Sure, it hurts. I'm not trying to say like it doesn't hurt, that it doesn't feel bad for the trans person. Yes, it does. But you don't go cry and whine about it all over the fucking internet. You also don't make videos. These fucking people on TikTok, these fucking trans women, they're making videos on TikTok that are going into restaurants, purposely going into that there to get misgendered, to make a video. Like, stop. You are making transsexual people look bad. All of us just wanted to fucking transition, go back to society, and integrate ourselves back into society as the sex we chose to be and live our fucking lives. Now we have to call out all your dumb fucking behavior, and it's annoying. Like, we just want to go back to living when we're at a risk of possibly losing the ability to transition for adults. And I know we're not completely there yet, but it is possible that that could happen. And you guys are fucking ruining it for the rest of us who just wanted to fucking, who have a mental health disorder, agree that we have a mental health disorder, that fucking gender dysphoria is a mental health disorder that needs to be diagnosed. It requires years of fucking therapy. I think there's like, the point that we got to the point of self-ID, no gatekeeping, just allowing people to fucking transition because they say so is bullshit. It's a fucking mental health disorder. No person, no normal person is walking around going, I think I was supposed to be a man. I think I was supposed to be a woman. No, something's fucked up in your brain if you think that. Like, I'm sorry, but, you know, I accept the fact that something's fucked up with my brain, and that's the reason why I thought that. And I made the decision to transition as an adult because I thought that was the best decision for me. But misgendering is going to fucking happen, especially early in your transition, especially if you got double D fucking boobs like I do, and you're still trying to walk around with like a beard, which honestly was something I wouldn't do because I didn't feel comfortable going out there with a beard like these fucking people do now, going out there with a fucking beard and double D boobs being like, call me a man. Well, why do you think people are fucking it up? Like,
what are you?
I actually tried to spend, and thank God, like COVID kind of happened around the time, like right after I had top. I mean, not thank God, but COVID kind of happened. And so I was kind of able to stay out of society a little bit in the early years, which was kind of nice because you don't have to deal so much with it. But like, literally, it's going to happen. Your family's going to do it. Who fucking cares? Like, get over it. And if you're upset about it, it's okay. Like, talk about it with your therapist. Talk about it with your wife. It's not like I didn't get misgendered and was upset, talked about it with you, but I didn't go around being like, I didn't go correct that person or go be like whatever, because I knew that I was like in a weird space. I knew that it was going to happen. People were going to give me weird fucking looks and shit. Like, that's life. You're choosing one of the hardest fucking lives in the world. And like, that's another thing is like, all these fucking kids today and teenagers who think they're fucking trans, you're not fucking trans. You just hate puberty. Puberty sucks. Sucks for all of us. Sucks for me, sucks for you, sucks for everybody. And that's why I don't agree with children transitioning, because I feel like almost so many kids go through gender dysphoria or the feelings of gender dysphoria, especially especially in today's society where you are over-sexualized, where you have men looking at you when you're 14, commenting on you. Like, of course you're going to want to run away from that. Being a woman and being sexualized by men, like, that absolutely makes sense to me. So we shouldn't be allowing these kids to be like, yeah, I want to be a man at 15. Like, no, wait till you're a fucking adult. I also think
You're a 14-year-old and you're not being sexualized. Everything in the public eye is sexualizing young kids. Okay? So these girls being 14, 13, whatever, walking around watching these Disney shows like Quiet on Set and all this fucking sexual shit that was on there, walking around, they know that men are looking at them in that way. Whether it's happening to them directly or not, they know that that's what's going through men's head.
well, not just that. If that kid goes on Instagram, on any platform,
Exactly.
and trolls, you're just seeing half-naked women, even if they're adults. You're seeing half-naked women on your screen. You're comparing yourself to them. No wonder why kids today feel like they're not cool in their bodies. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people that you are never going to ascribe to. Half of those people are so filtered, so fake. If you were to see them in person, you wouldn't even fucking recognize them. So, like, stop comparing yourself to other people. If do I believe that there could be kids with gender dysphoria? Yes. Do I think that you should do something medically about it? No, not until they're adults. You can give them therapy and help them and support them, but don't do anything medically don't make any medical changes until they are an adult. Allow them to make that choice themselves. And personally, I'm starting to get to the point where I think we should push it to 25. I know people aren't going to like me for that, but like, the brain isn't fully developed to the age of 25. I transitioned at 34. I understand a lot of people think that's a long time to wait, 18 to 25, but to me, like, we already know that hormones change the brain and change the way the brain works. So why we're not allowing people to at least wait until they're 25?
I mean, when we have 30-year-olds out there who are freaking out because mommy misgendered
That's the
me.
point. Is like, there are 30 and 40, 50-year-olds on these fucking things whining all the goddamn time about shit.
It's like,
And
you made this choice. You made this choice. I realize that you might have gender dysphoria, and that is totally okay. Go to therapy, work through it. But you made the choice, like Marc said, to live one of the hardest lives that you can live.
And to
transition to the opposite sex is not easy. And if you're expecting everybody else to just fall in line and do what you want, because if they don't, it's going to hurt your feelings, it's never going to happen.
Exactly. And that was actually the point that I was going to make, is that these people nowadays live with the mantra of like, I'm trans and the world should move around me. No. I grew up with the mantra, and I think everybody should know, it's like, I'm trans, I must integrate back into the world. I'm not supposed to make a fucking rift. Like,
this was my decision.
I don't want to go around, like, even early in my transition, I don't want to run around correcting people. Like, that actually causes dysphoria and causes more anxiety and more issues with your dysphoria. And these people out here doing all these things, I don't know. That's how I know half these people are fucking fake. And I'm sorry. I know that they're not really trans, because there's no way you could be doing some of this shit and not being like so dysphoric about those things. Especially these people like running out to get misgendered on purpose. Like, fuck off, dude. You're making us all look like fucking idiots. And I'm sick of it. I'm just fucking sick of it, because now I have to, now I haven't changed my political views. I'm still a fucking liberal. I've been a liberal. I voted fucking a Democrat in every single fucking election in my entire life. And now I'm starting to side with mid conservatives, because you guys are fucking turning this into bullshit. And it's just like, calm down, dude. Facts don't care about your fucking feelings. That's what I have to say.
Whoa. Boom. Fire. No, I agree with you. I think that these kids, they want everybody to just bow down to them. And you know, I don't understand all of this stuff. Like, you get into it because you're on the trans groups and you're trans and whatever. I don't get into it as much, but when you talk to me about, like this person being on Facebook and on this group and complaining because mommy was calling me the wrong gender after I've only been transitioning for 2 months. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, and that's why
Are you kidding
And
right
that's
now?
why I actually played you the video, because it would be completely different if the mom was like rude. My opinion wouldn't change. I would say that the mom's being rude, but like it'd be different if the mom was like, "I'm never gonna fucking
Well, and what did
try.
I
You're
say
not
to
my
you?
kid." That's different.
Well,
But
what did I say to you at the original, when you originally showed me this video? I said, my mom is allowed to call me whatever she wants.
yeah,
If she pushed me out of her vagina, she is allowed to call me whatever she fucking wants for the rest of my life. That's the way I feel.
yes,
And if you want to get upset about that and you want to get upset, even though she is trying, because in this video, the mom was literally like, I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. It's only been a couple months. I do everything for you. I let you live here. I pay your bills. I financially support you. I do everything for
and
you.
I wouldn't want you to move out. I would never
I
ask you
never want you
to.
to move out. I never want to like not be in your life, but I'm sorry. It's just taking me a little longer to get used to the pronoun change. If my mom said that to me when I was transitioning, I would be like, thank you, mom. Thank you so much for even trying.
And that's what I said. Like, be thankful that they're fucking trying, because there are plenty of trans people out there that lose their entire families and would see something like this and be like, wow, I wish my parent would have at least reacted like that instead
That's
of
what I
completely
said.
disowning me, because that does happen. So, like, to sit here and just whine about stuff, like, I get it. Like I said, I get it if they're being completely rude, they're disowning you, and you're putting out a video of that and trying to get support. But like a mom that's literally trying and it's very obvious, like, you're transitioning to be a man. Grow some fucking balls, literally. Stop whining about everything going on. And like I said, I'm not being like unsympathetic to the fact that misgendering sucks and it happens, and yes, it's hurtful, but like, you don't need to whine about it all over the fucking internet. And if people are trying, you need to accept that and move forward. And this is coming from somebody who's transitioned almost 7 years now. And like, if you don't learn to accept this stuff early, you're gonna make things for yourself harder, like, down the line.
Like,
Like,
this is how I feel. If somebody misgendering you or using the wrong pronouns really hurts you that bad, you better grow some thicker skin, because that ain't shit compared to what you're going to go through as a trans person and the things you're going to think about yourself
yeah,
when you're transitioning.
absolutely. The things you're going to think about yourself, like I said, and then the things that people say about you in society, whether you pass or not. Like I said, I'm 7 years into my transition now, and I am purposely misgendered on purpose by people on the far right. It happens every fucking day. So if you think that you're going to get away from misgendering, you're not going to, at least not in this political climate. I hope we get to a point where transsexual people can just live their fucking lives like we used to, where we didn't have to fucking call out this behavior and worry about all you whining about your fucking feelings out there. Take your feelings to your fucking therapist and deal with it. Nobody wants to fucking hear it. Facts don't care about fucking feelings. Figure it out.
He's getting angry at this trans stuff lately, so just
I've
let him
gotten to
go.
a point where, like, I'm at this point right now in my activism with that where, like, I'm really debating on whether to continue. And I've told you this because, like, I don't mind being in these groups because a lot of times I offer actual advice and support because I've been transitioning for a long time. Like I said, I've been very open. I like to help people. It's important. We need to support other trans people who are actually trans. But some of these people, I'm sorry, but to me, it's just like, especially like any other trans people who are listening to this will know. One of the most common things we deal with in these fucking groups is, do I pass, right? So when you're early in your transition, you're like asking other people for their advice. Like, do I look like a man? Do I pass? Like, whatever. I constantly see people lie to these people, like straight lie to their face. Just like, yeah, you absolutely pass. Like, you have no problems at all. And I'm the person, like, I'm not going to come on there and be a dick. But I'm going to say, like, no, to me, you don't pass. And I think we need to tell people the truth, because you are actually, by lying to that person, you could actually cause them physical harm. They might think that they pass and go into a situation where they are abused, where they are hurt, where they're attacked. You don't know that. So we need to be honest about these things, especially early in our transition, and give advice on how they can help look more masculine. That's what I do. I say, hey, maybe you should fix your eyebrows, give it away. That's a common thing. Or you need to fix your haircut, like whatever. I'm not rude about it, but I'm like, no, I'm sorry you don't pass. And I don't want to put somebody in a situation like, it's like, I don't want people, like, we have to stop lying to people. We need to be honest. Like, people's feelings are going to get hurt. It's happened our whole fucking life. Grow some thick skin, exactly like what you said. Well, like, it's just to the point that I feel like we are creating a world of fucking babies who don't know how, like, just whine and cry all fucking day.
It's like
All fucking day. And they just need to grow some thick skin and realize, like, your feelings are going to get hurt, especially over other shit. And like you said, transitioning is one of the most difficult things you could ever go through in your life. You have chosen one of the most difficult routes to ever go down. If you think you're not going to encounter inconvenience and feeling upset, like you're going to at every fucking turn.
like you said, we have to just stop placating people.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
stop and tell people the truth.
And like I said, you don't have to be mean about it, but just be like, no, like, hey, I'm sorry you don't pass, but here's some tips on how to help with that. It really, there are people that get put
No,
in a
I'm
bad
sorry you don't
situation.
pass when you have double D boobs, a beard, and long hair. Sorry, you don't.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. You don't.
women don't grow full beards, okay? Like, that's just not.
And like, I
what
know you
happens.
want support and you want to look like a man, but you don't yet. And we should be able to tell people that. Like, it's okay.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. This was the end of Mark and Ashley Disjointed and Mark going off the rails. Please make sure you like and subscribe and ring our bell. Thank you. See you next time.